Tour. 1 week from tomorrow night, next Saturday at the Agora with special guest Armored Saint. It's a good lineup. AgoraCleveland.com for the details. Wasp and Armored Saint next Saturday night. Caller 10. Right now, you get this pair. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
When the world just seems too crazy. Gaze into the eyes of a child because you'll probably find a booger. And man, is that a hoot. The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Got another $1,000 for you here in about 8 minutes. 3:30 is going to be the next crack you'll get at Go Funding Yourself. 6:30 tonight might be the last one for today and for the week because the Cavs are playing tonight. So 7 o'clock is the first tip there at the Little Caesars Arena. Cavs Pistons in Detroit. Right after we roll out at 6:30 is when Cavs Live pregame will begin. So before that starts, I'll hit you with that last keyword at 6:30. But 30 past the hour, you'll have a shot at them until then. So the next one's coming here in a few minutes.
Alan loves when there's a booger in a kid's nose, but if Mary or I eat our own booger, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Real hypocrite.
Not a fan. I don't like it.
So what do you do with the booger when you see it in your kid's nose? Put it in a tissue? Or do you show them
No, she always...
not to waste?
She always
eats it.
Listen, my daughter has gotten some amazing things from her mother, and she's gotten some maddening things from me. And one of those is clearly she's showing the first signs of being obsessed with hygiene. And not that her mom isn't, obviously, but I think I paint more of that picture. And so my daughter is always asking for a Kleenex. She's always asking for a Q-tip. She's always flossing. I'll tell you what, my heart just melts.
Good for you.
When I hear the degree to which she is concerned about her oral hygiene, I can't tell you. I'm like the Grinch at the end of the story when his heart swells.
Heart boner.
Hard to tell how many sizes. There's no way to know.
It is a fight to get Blake to brush her teeth every single time. Every time. She doesn't want to do it. She wants to yell about it. She'll put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, put it in her mouth, and then immediately spit it out. And we're now you're wasting.
My daughter was like that for a little while,
Yeah.
and I was like, you can't just stand there and slowly rub your teeth.
Right.
Like you have to. I said, you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life,
Right.
so you better get on
have
board.
to do this.
And now, brush, floss, rinse, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's like one of the only things she really fights us on. She's great about going to bed. She doesn't ever fight us about that. She'll eat anything you put in front of her. She's not a picky eater. There's a few things. That's one of them where it's a fight every single time. Which I don't understand.
Why does she hate it so much? Does she have a sensitive teeth or something?
She just doesn't like brushing her teeth.
Just don't like.
Kids think that it's
I hate
for
that
some
feeling of
reason,
not brushing your teeth.
and you can't rationalize with them.
No,
you can't go.
There's no real reason
It's
for
2
it.
minutes out of
Right.
your entire day. It's just a stop down to do something boring, and I don't know how you get them into it. Because we were like, oh, the fruity toothpaste,
Yeah,
and then
we
we
got
got
the
her like
bubblegum toothpaste
we got
and-
the
Yep.
electronic
The
toothbrush.
mermaid-shaped electro. We got it all.
She finally got into it, so
Yeah.
she's into it now. But I've never had a flu shot before.
Okay.
My mom, growing up, my mom was just this side of an anti-vaxxer. I think we got our shots when we were little kids, but as kids, we figured whatever my mom was doing, she was doing right because we were never sick, ever sick.
It's all that molasses.
All that molasses. Never underestimate the healing properties of molasses.
All that molasses. The Alan Cox story.
No, Molasses Incorporated LLC is what I'm calling it. But my mom was also very proud of the fact that we all had perfect attendance in school. Never missed a day of school. Now, I guess I had a bit of pride over that because I liked school. But my mom clearly saw it as a testament to her abilities to keep us
You
healthy.
deprived yourself of one of the best things about school, which was staying home from school.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have cable.
It wasn't a cable situation.
But you had cable.
No.
What'd you do when you stayed home from school?
You watched The Price is Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't care about that. You hated school.
But staying home,
I liked school.
I loved school, but staying home was still pretty awesome.
Well,
Especially
we
when
had
you're a
snow.
kid,
Well, we
like-
had snow days. I'm like, and we went to
That's not
Catholic
the
school.
same, because then everybody's home.
We went to Catholic school, so you're getting like, there's like public school days you're not getting off, but then you're getting like St. Aloysius's cousin's day off.
Right.
So
Right, but I'm talking about like where all your siblings are at school
You're home alone,
and you're home
essentially.
alone, basically.
Or a parent's in another room
Yeah.
or something.
And like we would always, if we were homesick from school, we would get to sit in our parents' bed and like sleep in there and then watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
And that was basically our day. And then
we were never
Oh, it's
in
the
our
best.
parents' room.
It was
The
the
door
best.
was always closed.
my mom had,
So
my
I
parents had
don't
a
even
waterbed.
I don't even know what was happening in my parents' room.
Why were waterbeds such a big
Ew.
thing in the 80s and 90s? It is hysterical because they were not that great.
I thought it meant you were rich. If you had a waterbed, you were rich.
I think a lot of people thought that that's what it meant. I remember one
It
of my
was like a
best
status thing, I think. But
one of my best friends growing up had a water bed, and I never wanted to sleep on it because there's zero. You wake up feeling, even as a kid, feeling like your body is broken.
Mm-hmm.
From it's one of those things that seems great on paper, and then you sleep in one, and you're like, "This is the worst." And if somebody dicks around and pokes it, you're screwed. I mean, it's just But
It's shocking that we never caused that thing to burst because we were, kids. And we'd go and jump on it and stuff like that. But it was just one of those things where my parents had the thing for years and slept on it, and it could not have been good sleep because, like, when you're little, you can sleep on anything when you're a little kid.
well, when
But
you're
if
little, you don't weigh much.
Yeah.
When you're an adult and you're
yeah.
putting all your body weight in this giant bladder of
Right.
it's. But there
'Cause
was
I remember them trying to get out of it in the morning, and it was like I'd see them get out of bed, and it just it was hysterical. You couldn't
but
get
there
out
was
of it in a
no
cool way.
there was no appeal to me to be home from school because my mom wanted us in school, and so which is why she worked so hard to keep us healthy. She wanted us in school. So let's say hypothetically, I said I want to stay home from school. It wouldn't have been fun. I would have had more fun in class with my friends than at home where we didn't have cable TV. There was no Atari or Nintendo.
Yeah.
My mom would have had me sitting in bed
Just-
doing nothing.
Yeah, just in bed with one of those cups with the ball tied to it.
Yeah.
Those old timey games.
Paddle.
Yeah.
Not even that. My mom was not trying to make it appealing to be home from school.
No one was making it to. It's just what it was.
You also, have you ever valued naps?
But you got to.
Yeah, he's not a nap.
Even as a child?
My mom made us take naps every day.
Oh, my goodness.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. We came over from school, we had to take a nap.
I love naps.
Now, as an adult, I've often thought, my mind is, I'm kind of ambivalent on that because I thought, well, maybe that was the reason that we were always in, pretty good shape health-wise. And then I thought, maybe my mom just wasn't ready. That was the way she decompressed from us being in school to us being home. It's not like we were terrible. It's not like we were Cody and his brother,
Right.
you know?
We
But
weren't
at that
terrible.
time, it was me and my younger brothers. My sister wasn't even born yet. But every day we came home, and most of the time I'm pretending I'm taking it, whatever, right? But there was no, as you describe it, Billy, like you're in your parents', you're watching Price is Right, and you're in the bed, and blah, blah, blah. There was nothing like that for me. There was nothing at home that was going to make it awesome. I'd rather be in school with my friends, learning things.
You're so fun.
Well, that's what I liked. But I digress. I never had a flu shot before until today.
But I was also a middle child, and so was Mary. So when you're the middle child and you get to have the house to yourself, it's the best because you never get that. I always shared rooms, so like just having
Yeah, I shared a
being-
room with my middle brother.
So and you didn't like having the house to yourself, like that.
For
was the
what?
best.
There was nothing cool in my house.
To relax.
There was,
To relax.
relax.
Even if you're just reading comic books or something, just to be like, hey,
I did that on the weekend.
man in the house, man in the
Or I
house.
will say this, it does make me laugh because little kids don't need, I feel like don't need a break, but Blake will say that sometimes. It'll be a weekend and she'll be just quietly sitting on the couch. I'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, relaxing. I'm like, have at it, kid.
I'll
It's
tell
a
my daughter.
Saturday.
I'll tell my
Relax
daughter.
all you need.
From what are
I
you
know.
relaxing?
From your hard day
You
of
don't
work?
do
What are you
anything.
talking about?
I'm like, when you're a kid, school is like your job.
Right.
So when you get home, you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. But
On a Saturday.
I need to
just
relax.
wants to relax. I'm like, okay, go ahead and relax.
But I'd never had a flu shot before today, because my thought on it was everybody I've ever known who got a flu shot got the flu. And I don't ever get the flu.
Sure.
But this time around, there's so much stuff going on, I thought maybe it's just, it'll be good form for the people around me, my family. I'll go get a flu shot.
Get it the day you get your snip.
Well, no, I got it this morning.
Oh, you got it this morning. Okay.
Yeah, I went to CVS, and the woman who comes out to give me my shot,
500 years old.
500 years
She
old.
invented the flu.
And I
remember the first
and she
flu.
couldn't have been.
We had to wear masks.
She still called it influenza.
Shaped like a beak.
Yeah. I had the big white nurse's hat and the beak on me. She comes out and I forget I'm wearing this long sleeve shirt. So rather than try to scoop it all the way up my
Pull your arm out.
I pull it out and I pull my shirt up. And so she shuffles out and she's trying to get the surgical. And she couldn't have been nicer. I mean, she's very sweet. But I was like, oh my God.
She wasn't an old crone.
No, she wasn't an old crone. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried there for a second. I mean, these days the needles are so thin, you literally don't even feel them go in. But I was like, man, and I'm sitting there and she's like, these gloves are so hard to get on. I'm like, oh, take your time. It's okay. I'm in no rush.
She's like shaking like,
bro,
trying to put it on.
I thought she had like a cell phone on vibrate in her skirt or something. I was like, man, this is...
Comes at you with a needle and it's just shaking. She's like, all right, now don't you move.
She's like, which arm do you want it in? I'm like, does it matter? Put it in my neck at this point.
It's a tranquilizer.
I had the lady ask me, and I know this isn't how vaccines work, so this might sound stupid, whatever, but she asked me if I wanted the HPV vaccine today. And I was like, you mean the thing that you're trying to cut out of me? That disease? You want me to get vaccinated for something that I already have? I don't understand what you're asking me right now. She goes, well, we're early scientific results, this. I'm like, I feel like I don't need that.
Ma'am, I'm going to pass on that.
Right.
Out of all the things I could opt for right now. I've got $1,000 here for it. It's a chance to go fund yourself, so listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword credit at WMMS.com. That's credit. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Alan, why do you need something to relax from? Can't you just relax even if you're a kid? Of course you can, but it's more fun to bust a kid's balls about the fact that, because what does a kid do?
And then they'll have something to relax from. Like,
right. Because in the first grade, which is what my daughter's in the first grade, class is still like fun.
Right.
You're drawing
painting,
or you're playing.
Yeah.
Half the time you're sitting crisscross applesauce on the rug. Someone like me is reading you a book. Yeah. And then after school.
It's called crisscross apple puree now.
Sorry. Gwen's hanging out with her after school for an hour because they're all on the playground, right? Hanging out and whatever. Alan, you've told the story on more than one occasion that you ate your daughter's booger, says Don. That's correct. My older daughter, when she was little, right. But that's not my booger.
How is it better?
I will eat another person's booger, Mary. I don't know. No, this is my child. Yes.
Mary, you got any boogers?
Come here. Open your mouth. I got one for you.
She can shoot it. Get the arc.
Oh.
You got to get the arc.
You know how your super sperm is? It's my boogers.
You got to get the arc. Yeah, no, I've done that. Absolutely. When she was like an infant, though. Like a baby booger. Baby booger, not an adult.
Judging me for feeding my boogers to my dog.
Right.
Hoe-ass booger. I'm not doing that.
Who's got a hoe booger?
You guys, you grown adults.
No, you don't get it.
A baby can't go grab a Kleenex. So I'm right
but
there.
But that doesn't mean you have to eat it.
What do you want from me?
Did it make her laugh or something? Or was it just...
No, she was probably like 6 months old. She didn't know how to laugh yet.
I did it to freak my wife out.
Do you think
Which was mission accomplished, by the way. I did it just because Gwen was right there. And she was horrified.
Yeah.
Mortified. Every fied. And
petrified.
Petrified. No, I'm not scared. Horrified. Mission accomplished. Alan, in high school, I had a waterbed, but it wasn't the traditional type. It was a set of tubes filled with water that just made it soft, not sloshing around. Okay. Yeah, they really did advance the waterbed thing for a while, where they were like, oh, it's a waterbed, but it's not like trying to get out of quicksand when you want to get out.
That makes a lot more sense than... My parents just
had a lot. You can still get a waterbed.
ones my parent had, the one that my parents had was just a big bladder. And I remember them setting it up when we moved to our house in Medina, and it took forever to fill it up, and you have to like use
Like
really
bring a
hot
hose
water.
inside?
Yeah, it was basically, I think they just hooked a hose up to, they rigged it from the tub.
You had to bring all your hose inside.
Yeah.
Your booger hose or your regular hose?
Yeah. Staying home from school in the early 90s for me, Alan, was all about watching the Bozo Show and the grand prize game with the bucket and the ball. Yeah, again, we had 3 channels at home, and it was all soap operas. My mom was busy
Price is
watching.
Right was on then.
My mom was busy watching her stories.
Oh, that's
Not
why
like
she
I
wanted
was
you
gonna
at
get-
school, because
Yes.
she was invested in
her stories.
Stories.
These are the days of our lives.
As like
Sands through the hourglass.
As are
So are the days of our lives.
I loved those shows, man.
never
I only
watched
knew
one.
them because my mom watched a couple of them. She watched that, and then she watched one called Santa Barbara.
There was Days of Our Lives, and then there was
General
God.
Hospital?
There's a ton of them
Not
back in
General
the day.
Hospital. There was another one that we watched.
One Life to Live, Edge of Night,
No.
Passions.
90s.
Some of them
What
were
are they called?
along soap operas.
Soap operas.
It's really a crazy thing to do those every day and just like churn them out the way they did. Even though they were like super corny and stuff like that, it's just
purple.
still a ton of work.
Purple, what?
It was like purple when it came on the TV. There
Oh,
is
I don't
so
know.
many ads on this. Oh, The Bold and the Beautiful.
Bold and the
That
Beautiful.
was the one, yeah.
All right.
Days of Our Lives and Bold and the Beautiful were the 2 that I remember.
Well, and you'd always have people that went on to big fame and fortune
Oh, and
from,
Young and the Restless. Oh, my
from
God.
soap operas, but a lot of those people stayed put.
You guys, we should watch these.
No.
You think someone would listen to a podcast of me rewatching 90s?
Absolutely, they would.
Like
I don't know if
from
you've seen
where
the
I
ads
am
over
now?
here. I don't know if you've seen the thing that replays over here on the big screen that says TV rewatch podcasts are big business.
Ooh.
Yeah.
As
Hey,
the
guys,
world
remember that?
turns.
Hey, guys, remember that show that went off the air 30 years ago? We're going to tell you about each episode. I love it.
I think I just want to get into these because I remember. See, I'm one of those people who gets sucked in though. I like drama. I want to watch it.
This is what you like. It's not movies. It's not horror.
I don't like horror.
You like
I would
Fake
love to
drama.
get sucked up.
really silly drama.
Right.
Real, like, campy,
Well,
cheesy dramas.
these soap operas are essentially the figure amounts that I read. If you just add murder into it, it's just over the
They
top
got some murder, don't they?
characters.
Yeah, but
Sometimes,
some of those
yeah.
soap operas had to get really ratcheted up. Where like the one my mom was watching, they were like, "This woman's possessed now," and it's like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Or they show butt.
She's
that
actually-
Or they show butt.
Shh. The real Sarah died. This is her evil twin sister who's been pretending to be her for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Everything I know about soap operas, I know from Friends and Dr. Drake Ramoran.
Well, that's the whole point. They were like just parodying it.
Yeah.
Because that's how bad they were.
I don't even think
Drake
they're parodying
Ramoran.
it. I think they were just saying, this is kind of what they do.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was like, this is almost exactly how this show's going on right now.
Hey, Bill,
Yes.
what's up?
Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
Hey, talking about boogers, man, I don't know how you can eat another human being boogers, whether that human being is made by you or not. I mean, it's one thing to eat our own and spit them out, but oh my goodness.
What do you want from me? I also used to snort my doll back in the day, so
I'll tell you what.
I've
my
lived a
stomach
full
just
and
turned
exciting
dry.
life, Bill.
Just wanted to let you know, man. Love the show.
Thank you, sir. And I did do it one time. In my slight defense, I did it in the moment to fully freak and gross out my wife, and it worked. It's not like I was a vampire and I developed a hunger for infant snot.
Well, that's why you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Okay, I got to move on and break here. If you want to text for anything, 35192, you can watch the live stream at alancoxshow.com. Listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan